You know, there are certain fragrances that when I smelled them for the first time, I knew I was on to something. I smelled it and I'm like, you know what, that does not smell like something that I would originally smell. That doesn't smell like your average basic designer fragrance. It smells like something that is unique and has something special about it. Needless to say, these 10 fragrances blew me away. As soon as I first smelled them, I was instantly in love with them. And that's what we're going to be going over today, are the 10 fragrances that blew me away right when I first smelled them. And I do want to hear from you guys. Let me know down in the comments which fragrances that when you smelled for the first time, you were instantly in love with and you knew that you made the right decision. Also, while you're at it, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Also, turn on the post notifications and give this video a like. All of that helps out the channel tremendously, so I really do appreciate it. Now, let's go and jump into this one. Starting off with the first fragrance on our list, we have CH Men. We're talking about the original here. We're not talking about Privé. Although I do really like CH Men Privé, there's something about the original that I just love. I love this scent. It's something different. It's something unique. It's sugary. It's leathery. It's green. It's a pretty interesting combination of notes, but it comes together that creates something delicious and somewhat mysterious. I really, really enjoy this scent. It is nice, it is unique, and it is something that I do appreciate quite a bit. Has gotten a lot of hype and a lot of talk, but regardless of all of that, I still think it's a fantastic scent. CH Men, it's one that I went a long time without trying, but as soon as I did, I knew I made the right decision, and I was kicking myself for not trying it sooner. That is the first one on the list, CH Men. Up next, we have Rosa Elysium. So this one right here, this is one where as soon as I tried it from a small little sample, I was instantly in love with it. It blew me away. It really did, 100%. This was the first Rosa fragrance that I ever tried, and at the time it was also really one of the first like high-end niche fragrances I had tried, because I had tried, you know, some Amouage, some Creed fragrances and other things like that, but never anything really high-end until I tried this one, and I was very, very impressed, 100%, both by the quality but also by the smell. It smells great, incredible, one of my personal favorites for spring and summer, but I find myself personally wearing it all year round, even in the fall and winter as well, just because I can't get enough of it and because it works for any situation. Just look at that blue bottle. I love it. Elysium, this one 100% blew me away the first time I smelled it. Up next here we have Dolce Gabbana The One EDP. So I got this one pretty early on in my fragrance collecting hobby. At first, I was mostly buying fresh fragrances, so fragrances like Versace Eau Fraiche, Nautica Voyage, Aqua de Joe Profumo. That's basically what my collection consisted of when I first started off, and this was one of the first like sweeter fragrances I ever got, and it honestly blew me away. The first time I smelled this one, I'm like, holy crap, like this is why I love this hobby so much. It really kind of resonated with me, and even now to this day, I still love this fragrance and I still wear it often. It's a great one, 100%, and also very affordable. Like $50 for a 100ml bottle like this is a killer deal, and you can find links to all of these, including this one, below in the description. If you want to check them out, they're going to be at the lowest prices from FragranceNet. Doesn't get much better than that. So Dolce Gabbana The One instantly blew me away the first time I smelled it, and even now I still can't live without it. Next here we have Aqua de Joe Profumo. Great, great scent. Like I just talked about a second ago, this one is awesome, and it is a fresh fragrance, but it does have some depth to it from the sweeter, darker notes that it has implemented. So it's really a nice twist on the original Aqua de Joe DNA, and it's probably my favorite from the line. I really enjoy this one. I've really been enjoying the new Absolute Instinct, but not as much as this one. This one takes the cake for me every single time. And to be honest with you, I don't think anything is going to dethrone it from the Armani line. No matter how many flankers they continue to release, I don't think it's going to get better than this one. I don't think it can top this one. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll release something that really blows this one out of the water, and I hope they do. But as of right now, I don't see that happening that much. Profumo is a work of art in its own and a fantastic scent for men. This is one where I'll pretty much tell you straight up, every guy should have this one. Everyone with a collection, even if you don't have a collection, just every guy out there who wants a good fragrance, this one should be in it. Aqua de Joe Profumo, amazing stuff, and it blew me away the first time I smelled it. Next we have Kera Barcelona Elborn. So this is another one that I tried from a sample, and as soon as I sprayed it, I was like, wow, that is amazing. I love how sweet the scent is. I love the vanilla honey combination. It kind of comes across a little bit boozy smelling, which I really enjoy. I love this fragrance. I have 3 bottles of it now. I have a 50 ml that's basically empty because I did decant it out because other people wanted to try it. And then of course I do have this 100 ml, which is pretty much full. And then I have a full 100 ml still sealed in the box. So I am stocked up on the scent. It has been reformulated from what I've heard. The newer formulations don't have this little logo type of thing on there. And the color is a little bit lighter as well. Haven't tried the new stuff, so I can't compare. I just heard that it's been reformulated and it's a little bit lighter colored, so I wanted to grab an extra bottle just in case because I can't be without this scent. I love this stuff, and yeah, it's one of my personal favorites that blew me away as soon as I tried it. Moving up next here, we have Dior Homme Intense. Talked about this one a lot. I got it again from a sample, and I tried that sample, and I was honestly so surprised that I liked it because I would hear a lot of people talk about the lipstick type of smell that it has and that it's sweet and from the iris and blah, blah, blah. So I went into it with my guard up. I'm like, I'm probably not going to like this one. Sprayed it on my skin, and I was very impressed. And I ended up loving it right off the bat. I'm like, wow, this really impressed me. This really blew me away. And now I've ended up with like 3 bottles of it. I've got some older formulation bottles, which I'm glad I got at the time because now, from what I've heard, they're going to be changing the scent up like they did with the new Dior Homme 2020. From what I've heard and from what I've seen people speculating, they're going to be redoing the Dior Homme Intense as well, possibly. I don't know for sure. That's just what I've seen. So I am glad I have this bottle and a couple other ones just in case they change it up and completely screw it up. Hopefully they don't because it's probably one of their best fragrances from this line. But hey, what can you do? Dior Homme Intense blew me away. Love it first sniff. Up next here we have Chanel Platinum Egoiste. Man, like I've talked about in a lot of videos here recently, really been enjoying the scent. This one I loved so much right off the bat that a day or two later, I ordered myself another bottle, which I do have right here. I've showed it in a few other videos, so this might not be news to some of you, but I've got 2. This one is an older bottle, so you can see it's different. They're both 100 ml, just different designs. And also the color of this one looks to be a little bit darker. I don't know if it's going to show on the camera, but in my eyes, a little bit darker. So I have yet to do a video comparing these two. I picked the second one up, one, because I wanted to back up it. Also, I sought out one of these older bottles to see if there's a difference in how it smells and performs and all of that stuff. So at some point I'm going to do a video on it. I'm glad to have a backup of it because I love the scent. I can't be without this one now. Really blew me away as soon as I first tried it, and I was really kind of kicking myself and wondering where this fragrance has been in the past few years I've been doing this because I love it. It smells fantastic. And you know it, I couldn't do a video like this without including this fragrance, Aventus. Of course, it had to be in here. This is another one where I've told this story a couple times of how I first smelled this one. It was from a carded sample. The batch was 16H11, which I actually have a 4-ounce bottle of. Not out here, it's in the room. But yeah, sprayed it on the carded sample, set it by like an open window, and it was in like, I think the springtime. I mean, obviously because the windows were open, spring or summer, and all I remember was the wind was blowing through the window and blowing the sillage of the fragrance towards me, and I remember it honestly being one of the best things I'd ever smelled. I'm like, wow, that is incredible. When I first sprayed it, I didn't see the hype behind it, and I was kind of let down because at the time, I didn't have the money to purchase one of these on a blind buy, so I was really excited about getting that carded sample, seeing everyone talk about it so much. Wasn't impressed at first until I got that breeze come through, smelled it in the air, and that's when it hit me. It was magical, and it blew me away. It really did. Creed Aventus, fantastic scent. It's the epitome of a masculine fragrance right here. I love it. Always will love it. Always will wear it. Always going to have multiple bottles of it. It's just one of those scents that just resonates with me. And regardless of the hype, regardless of the hate, I love it. Creed Aventus blew me away. Up next here we have Mandarina Duck Black. So yeah, this guy's making the list, which I think is pretty cool because this is a newer acquisition for me. And on top of that, it's a cheap one. $30 or so, I want to say, for a 100 ml bottle like this. I've seen it hyped, I've seen it talked about, and on a whim, I ended up picking it up, not really expecting to be that impressed. But when I smelled it, it honestly really impressed me a lot, to the point where it did blow me away. I'm like, wow, that's really, really nice. And I've been wearing it quite a bit as well. So Mandarina Duck Black, fantastic, affordable fragrance. And like I said, this one really impressed me right off the bat. It's a really nice one at an affordable price. Highly recommend you check this one out here for the winter time. It's a nice one. And finally, the last fragrance on this list, we have Dior Homme Cologne. So I remember getting this fragrance. I bought it along with Dior Homme Eau, purchased them both at the same time back when Notino was basically going out of business. For those of you who are new to FragCom, Notino was a discounter website which had amazing deals on fragrances. They rivaled FragranceNet at the time, which is pretty crazy. I mean, FragranceNet kind of is still leading the pack right now in terms of pricing, but Notino really gave them a run for their money, and Notino did have great fast shipping. They were a really nice company to order from and work with, and one thing led to another. They ended up going out of business, or at least their store here in the US did, and they were basically liquidating all their stuff. They were having Mancera fragrances, 120 mils for like $40 or $50. They even had good deals on Chanel fragrances. That's where I picked up both of my Chanel fragrances, Allure Homme Sport Extreme and Allure Homme Sport, and the 150 mils. They had them below retail quite a bit on their website. And Dior Homme fragrances they were liquidating as well. I got this one and Dior Homme Eau for a killer price. I don't remember what it was exactly, but it's pretty cheap. Both were blind buys, and when I smelled this one, I loved it. I really did. I wasn't sure too much what to think about it, and I knew I was going to like it more likely than not, but I didn't think I was going to like it this much. Even though it is simplistic, there's something about it that just takes me back to summer. It's just so light. It's just refreshing, and it's honestly a great, great scent. I love Dior Homme Cologne. Fantastic one. Love wearing it in the summer. It is a little bit more expensive. Oh, it smells good, but there are alternatives to it. Mercedes-Benz Cologne, if you can find it, and Jimmy Choo Man Ice is another one which is much cheaper and in production. I believe Mercedes-Benz Cologne is unfortunately discontinued, which sucks because it is my favorite alternative to this one. You have Chanel Allure Homme Sport Cologne, which is more expensive than this one. So if you're looking for an affordable alternative, that's not going to be the move. Regardless, Dior Homme Cologne blew me away 100% when I first smelled it, and it's still one of my personal favorite summer fragrances of all time. It's just one of the only ones that I'll wear when it's in super, super high temperatures, like 100 plus degrees. This one cools me off and refreshes me. So guys, that's going to do it for me. That are my 10 fragrances that blew me away instantly. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Again, the links to all these will be down below in the description to check them out. That's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow night with another one. Take care.